Alright, welcome back to Nerdgasm. Today we're going to be doing a review of Golden Grading out of Baton Rouge. Okay, so when you log onto their website, looks pretty professionally done. Normal menu options that you would expect out of any third-party grading system company. And then we see they have their little about me and their promise, customer service, normal verbiage there. Nothing groundbreaking or unusual. Just, a business promising good customer service like a business should. So here we see a list of the cards that they accept. So they'll take anything from 1930. They'll take gaming cards. They'll take licensed autographs. They don't do the oversized cards or custom cards. They'll upcharge you on anything over 1986 or older. $1 upcharge on the TCG cards, and the thicker cards, there's an upcharge too. So if you collect National Treasures, Exquisite, Flawless, those types of things, keep in mind you're looking at a $3 upcharge. That seems pretty standard for a lot of the grading companies. Nothing out of line there. I would like to see them grade older stuff, but good on them for admitting they don't maybe have the expertise to handle pre-1930. So cheers on that one. Next, we look at their advertised services, Express and Economy. $45 a card for Express. You can expect a 5-day turnaround. $7 Economy with a 60-day turnaround. And then I left in the screenshot picture of the upcharges so you can get a full conception of what you're looking at price-wise. Shipping prices will vary. That's kind of obvious. For my order of 50 cards, it was $14 to ship back. And then on this next screen, you can see that they're actually beating their estimated turn times. Express is 5 days and Economy is 30 days. So that's cool. And their raw card review, a service similar to what Beckett offers, 4-day turnaround time and a lot more affordable than what Beckett charges for their service. For those of you that frequently shop on my slabs page, unfortunately, one con for Golden is they're not an authorized product on the MySlabs platform. So with that said, none of these cards will be available on my MySlabs page. You'll still be able to reach out to me if you're interested in buying the gaming cards. I'll still have them listed on eBay and Facebook Marketplace, but you won't be able to get them on MySlabs. But fret not. Inventory on MySlabs, very diverse, still popping. Still encourage you to check it out. All right, so right off I can see that all the cards come pre-sleeved in little graded card bags. I wasn't a Pokemon or a Yu-Gi-Oh player when these were popular, so I'm probably going to butcher half the pronunciations. Most of the gaming cards here were for a friend, got them graded for him, and we're looking to move them. Not going to be on the MySlabs site, but here they are. So these first couple looks like they were not for the actual Pokemon game, but tribute cards to the Pokemon movie. So they did actually grade pretty high because the young man that owned them must have just put them in a binder where they stayed for the last 20 years. And I mean, these look good. I'm not seeing any complaints on 7s, 8s, or 9s. They all seem like pretty fair grades. We did grade a few Pokemon cards through PSA and got hammered pretty good, but those were all the cards used in the gameplay. So yeah, these grading high is not surprising, and props to Golden, they're not rubber stamping 10s here. I mean, these are getting 9 grades, 8 grades. I think that's an accusation a lot of the lesser known grading companies get thrown at them, is they just rubber stamp high grades for their slab, and so far that's not looking the case here. We have not had a 10 yet, but here's a 4. I mean, this is obviously a 4 card. I just wanted to see if they would slab it. They did. Now, I am noticing that the hologram does still change in the slab. You can see the differences in the pictures here. I notice it's moving around in the slab though, so that might be problematic for some collectors, especially if you collect smaller cards. I wonder if that'd be an issue with tobacco cards. So we'll have to see on a future submission. Here's an 8. There is some chipping that's pretty obvious, so I think 8's a fair grade here. Adjust my shot, and yeah, you submit and you want 10s, but when you're doing an experimental submission for your first time, you got to sneak in a few control cards, for lack of a better term, and here we go. But yeah, I mean, it's grading, so there's going to be different stuff. Now, here's a 5. Yeah, they're not rubber stamping high grades. Sounds like I'm repeating myself. Here's a 7. We actually graded this card through PSA, and it graded low also. Here's a 6. This was a card that would be used in gameplay, so, okay, that definitely shows wear and tear on it. This was in the Magic game. We graded it. 1, we knew it was flawed, so we wanted to see how it would do. 2, anything with the word Lotus in it, Magic collectors go crazy for. Here's an uncommon land from Magic that we submitted, and I'm thinking we're getting close to the sports cards. Oh no, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So this was definitely played with. This is a 7, and I think this young man played Yu-Gi-Oh more than Pokemon. Be like, here we got this one that graded a 4. When we do the PSA reveal, you're going to see where a lot of these cards had heavy play on them. And, I mean, obviously PSA is going to grade hard because they're known quantity. Here's Golden Grading. They're still trying to find their foothold. And I'm not saying they're being hard, but they're being fair and they're being consistent so far in what I'm seeing. So I don't know their staff. I don't know who they hired, that they have the experience that they advertise on the website, but it looks like they know what they're doing. I mean, here's some sports cards that I sent in. Taysom Hill, pretty common base card, got a 9, another 9. And these are cards from my PC that I sent in, that I took care of, and they're not just greenlighting all 10s for pretty cards. They are actually doing examinations of these cards. They're looking at them. They're putting forth the effort. Now, these are all fresh from pack cards that either I or my friend pulled. I don't know if Golden would pick up on a shady person sneaking in some counterfeit cards or altered cards. I don't know their qualifications on that. Unfortunately, I don't carry that kind of thing around with me to submit and test on them. So, and I'm not going to sit here and go through the trouble of trying to trick a company. That's not me. That's not my job. If somebody else wants to do that, that's between you and the man in the mirror. I mean, here we are, just consistently 8s and 9s. Looks like we don't have half grades through this company, and that's their prerogative. PSA for the longest time didn't have half grades, and okay, I now know going in what to expect for future submissions. It's 1 through 10. There's no 0.5s, and it is what it is. I definitely went Taysom Hill heavy on this submission, and looks like I uploaded my rear scans consecutively. Here's a Zion Williams 8. Yeah, they're definitely, I wouldn't say they're beating me up here, but I mean, these grades are fair. They're across the board. It shows that each card was given a time and attention and graded on its merits. Okay, here's a 10. And honestly, I submitted this card with the expectation that it would be a higher grade, and I'm right. Dejan went to the same university as me and then signed with the Saints in the offseason, so that's why this one's here. Rafael Devers, I just wanted to see how they did with the Heritage stock. It was a $7 investment. It was worth it. Olave plays for my team. Some rookie cards of him were thrown in. I had 2 of this card, so this one's a 9. The other one's a 9. Okay, so They both graded out the same. That's cool. I'm okay with that. Here's an Olave 10. And I guess from here, the bigger test is going to be how well does golden graded cards sell on the secondary market. So this card was oversized by their standards. I held it up to the golden graded slabs I have, and it looked safe to me. I was wrong. So, yeah, next up, we're going to list them for sale. We'll see if there's a buyer's premium extended toward these cards or if they treat them as raw. I'm going to be bringing them to shows. I'm going to be listing them online. Let's see what happens. From a customer service standpoint, I'm going to give them another submission. It's going to be with the mindset of giving them a mulligan. The first submission, something got messed up. I'm not sure what it was, how it happened, if I did something wrong in a submission form, if they filed something wrong. I was working a show. I mentioned it to a friend that hadn't heard from Golden, reference to a submission I did in January. Just so happens one of the Golden representatives showed up to the show. My friend mentioned, hey, Nerdgasm over there was running his mouth, or however he presented the issue. Golden's representative came over to me. He shook my hand, looked me in the eye, asked me what happened. I showed him the email I sent to the company, showed him my tracking number where the item was delivered, the package was delivered. Within 48 hours, I had my order back. I had assurances from them in that span of 48 hours that they would rectify it. They made me whole. They took care of me the way a business should take care of a dissatisfied customer. I was wrong in that I waited so long to say something. I did not reach out to them because I was giving them the benefit of the 60 business days on their website. And then at the time, they had a note that said, give us up to 90 days before you complain. They have since taken down that 90-day thing because I brought it to their attention as to why I didn't say something sooner. And shame on me, I was running my mouth at the show. And they made good on it. So, from a customer service standpoint, once a problem was identified, they took care of it. They fixed it. And they provided me with gratis that they didn't have to, especially considering I was being a bit of a jerk about it. Not to their face, but to other collectors that would potentially be using them. And I'm eating humble pie for it because they definitely went out of their way to make good for it. And cheers to them. I will be sending in a second submission. I think I have another collector interested in sending in with me. And they'll be getting some more of my personal items. And we'll see how it goes on the second submission. So thank you for tuning in to Nerdgasm. Y'all be safe out there.